Hello and welcome back to Mastering Qt. In the next segment of episodes, we are going to be touching on some of the basics for my most used QObjects and widgets. And we're going to discuss use cases and implementation to create the best interfaces for users. To start, we are going to set up a framework and build upon it as we progress in the series. This is going to allow us to have a wide variety of customizable widgets to integrate into our applications at the end. Let's go ahead and dive right in. For the first widget, we are going to be taking a look at the QCheckBox. The checkbox is going to allow a developer to execute a certain functionality whenever the box is checked or unchecked. For example, we can either enable or disable certain features, toolbar menus, and settings or preferences. We are going to be creating custom classes that will inherit from the base QWidget classes. This will allow us to override certain features to customize our experience. Go ahead and follow along as we set up the framework for our new window. This class will be how we choose which widget we want displayed from our custom ones. Now that we have the initial framework set up, we can go ahead and create our custom checkbox class. When setting up this class, we want to make sure we inherit from the base class, QCheckBox. I'm creating two different constructors to allow us to either pass text in or leave it blank. This is going to be displayed next to the checkbox. Now that we have a basic class set up, we can go ahead and test it out. We want to make sure the QCheckBox is shown before moving forward. As you can see, the checkbox text is not being displayed, so we need to fix that. QCheckBox has a function called setText, which we will pass our parameter into in order to display the text. We will now demonstrate how a QCheckBox can be utilized in your own applications. QCheckBox has built-in signals that will allow us to capture the action and change something based off of its state. With this simple implementation, we can now control whether a QLine edit is enabled or disabled. QCheckBoxes have the capability of being a tri-state. This will allow for an extra use case for the widget. We will go ahead and set up another checkbox that changes the original checkbox to be a tri-state or dual state. Now that we have a new possible state, we need to implement the case for it. In our instance, we will have the ability to hide the line edit along with the two base cases. That is going to wrap up our first look into QCheckBoxes and their capabilities. As we progress in our Qt journey, we will expand on our custom classes and how to customize functionality. If you have enjoyed or learned anything from the tutorials, please drop a like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time in Mastering Qt.